is, if that was your sister, if that was your aunt, if that was your best friend, you will be singing a completely different tune. Welcome back to another episode of JAtalks. My name is just Sam, and for today we'll be talking about the follow-up, the police who murdered Latoya Bulgin, otherwise known as Buju, on the 17th of May 2026, has been charged with murder. We're going deep into this right after the break.
Just some productions presents JAtalks. Director just in the building. Policy, politics, current affairs. Let's go. From the hills of Manchester to the world stage, we turning the leaf, we opening the page. No smiling dentist talk, we keep it real and raw. The truth about the island, from the mountain to the shore. We walk about policy, we talk about politics. Current affairs, we give you all the facts, no tricks. Parliament clash or the latest news trend. JAtalks at the place where the message transcend. JAtalks, we attack the truth. JAtalks, inspiring the youth, substance over style, making nation wise. Open up your ears and open up your eyes. Hit the red button, make the community grow. Like the video now, so the world can know. Hit the bell, don't miss a beat, no delay. JAtalks, the only voice you need today.
Subscribe to the JAtalks movement. Remember, your independence is the foundation of your liberation. Okay, so where do I even begin? So first of all, I want to talk before I even speak and give my commentary, as we are fully aware of how we do things. I'm going to play the clip with Cliff Hughes. He would have gone ahead to break the news to the nation, and after which I will go ahead and give my full breakdown commentary.
The Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, the DPP, has ruled that a Jamaica Constabulary Force member involved in the fatal shooting of Latoya Bulgin on Sunday, May 17, 2026 in Granville, St. James, be charged for the offense of murder. Let me repeat. The Office of the DPP has ruled that the JCF member involved in the fatal shooting of Latoya Bulgin on Sunday, May 17 in Granville, St. James, be charged for the offense of murder. He was arrested and placed before the St. James Parish Court today, moments ago, Wednesday, June 3, 2026. More details will follow. So this is a significant development in that matter, which, as I said, ignited and sparked so much national debate, outrage and anger, and of course defense of the policeman. Well, based on what has been presented to the office of the DPP, that office has ruled, the DPP has ruled, that the JCF member who fired the bullet or bullets that killed Latoya Bulgin be charged for the offense of murder.
Wonderful. All right, so I want to comment on this because I recall vividly when I said that I would have indicated that if had it not been the case where we saw the video, we saw where Latoya Bulgin, otherwise known as Buju, was murdered, would have come up and make up story and say a fear fault, a wicked she wicked, a fear for what she did, a something she must do, faster than cow fat. And I recall after I made that video, I received criticisms that I should not use the word murder because you don't know what really happened, what really transpired. But the recording was there. We saw it clear as day. I'm not going to replay that video again, guys, because yes, me get to this, thank God, but me did a fret and not and lie. Me know what. Remember, last couple years ago, I got the final warning from YouTube. Me never get no warning this time, thank God, but me just not really, you understand? Yeah. Me might not lucky this time. But anyways, I wanted to talk about this because a lot of persons were quick to jump into the defense of the police, where when we saw clear as day, she was murdered, and then a lot of persons spoke about her sexuality, the fact that she a lesbian. We did see that. I'm not blind. You understand? So they're saying that she's a lesbian. She's a, what was the word that they were using? Bull, bull something. I don't remember what, but they're using a term to describe her, right? Um, and so she's a criminal, and she's a deportee. She was deported from the United States, and there's a picture of her holding a gun, and a regular she had them something there, so she should dead, and hast there's a butch, and there was a lot of things that were being said. Now, here's the thing on JAtalks, right? I speak about the facts, I defend the facts, I do not care about your feelings. With that being said, with all of what was said, right, all the arguments that she had lesbian, and she has a rap sheet, she has a criminal record, she'd been doing this, that, and whatever, and she was deported, all of that, and even if that was the case, none of that has nothing to do with the fact that she was murdered. None of that had nothing to do with the fact that she was murdered by the police. And so the challenge that I have is, persons are saying that she, regardless of her past, right? When we look at the video, and we saw where she was moving away from the police and the police shot her, there was no immediate danger. And we're in a society where even where the fact is right in front of us, we deny it. And we work up and we create our own stories as to what we believe should have happened, as to what we believe did happen, when the fact is clearly staring you right there in the face. Where the nation saw the video that was viral, where she was clearly shot, and then they took out her body, and then them swung it in the van and drive off with it. She was treated like an animal. But all of a sudden, now we're coming to the defense of the police. All of a sudden. And the reality is, a lot of us, you see, because the reason we have this callous way of thinking, because it has not affected us directly. The reality is, if that was your sister, if that was your aunt, if that was your best friend, you will be singing a completely different tune. But the callousness of the Jamaican people and a lot of vloggers that are out there, irrespective of the fact, and this is where, again, I say, because I do not argue on your feelings, I argue on the facts. And the fact was there clear as day when she was murdered. So why were we going around it and trying to find something when the fact was there clear as day? She was murdered. So the fact that she a lesbian not have nothing to do with nothing. That not have nothing to do with nothing. The fact that she was deported not have nothing to do with nothing. The fact say she was a criminal or she has a rap sheet, regardless of whether or not that may be true, has absolutely nothing to do with the fact that she was murdered. Was she murdered, yes or no? That is the question we're asking. We're not asking if she was a lesbian. We're not asking on her rap sheet. We're not asking if she was deported. We're asking the question, was she murdered, yes or no? That is the question that we're asking. Was Latoya Bulgin, aka Buju, murdered? That is the question we're asking. Why are we beating around the bush? What does her past have to do with what happened on the evening on the 17th of May 2016, Sunday? What that have to do with nothing? And so you find that it is a sad day in society where we're trying to justify the murder of a Jamaican citizen. It is a very sad day. It shows that we're, one, extremely heartless, two, there are a lot of disgusting people out there. And unfortunately, I hope that the people who are supporting the murder of this individual, you understand how it feels. Because unless you're put in that shoe where you see your family member being murdered like a dog on the road, and then they take them body swinging at the van like nothing, you will understand. Regardless of the fact of her rap sheet, Buju is still a human. Regardless of the fact, whereas of her orientation, Buju is still a human. I did, obviously, I'm not blind. We couldn't tell she a lesbian, but what that have to do with nothing? What did that have to do with anything? And so I'm extremely grateful to the fact that the office, the Director of Public Prosecution, has common sense, saw the video, and deemed it fit that the police officer be arrested and charged with murder. I believe it's going to take a while because what happens is, I recall when Julian Severe was arrested, he committed the act in 2024, I believe, and it was this year he was fully sentenced, and so I guess 2 years from now is when the police is going to actually be sentenced. Basically, it's going to take a while, but yeah, so we're in what, 2026, so look out for this in 2028 where he's going to be fully charged and sentenced to prison. But yes, the reality is, the fact is, people, this is murder. And I wish for us to have common sense. I wish for us to believe our eyes on what we see, because it was clear as day. And I also wish for us to, I hope that this will be a beacon. The call has been renewed again to the National Security Minister. I did call for his resignation. Obviously, I don't have the power to do that, and so he's going to continue in that position. Okay, fine. Even though you laughed cavalierly in Parliament for the fact that, oh, we're not going to have the body cams, I do wish that this is going to be a wake-up call. It cannot be that we're going to have more people dying at the hands of the police and we do nothing. And if somebody else dies at the hand of the police unfairly, I will be sounding the alarm again, and I will not rest until real justice takes place, because we cannot continue like this as a country. We cannot continue like this as a nation, and we have to be our brother's keeper, and we have to be able to hold each other accountable as well. It cannot be that we see somebody being murdered and we innocently, and we just laugh about it, or we find some form of excuse. First of all, none of us have the right to give life. None of us give life. We don't have the power to give life, and so taking away life, that's a serious thing. Everybody, above every right, that is only women's rights, all type of rights, black people rights, any other rights that you have out there, children's rights, the number one right above all rights is the right to life. And every human has the right to life. Unless it is you're a cold-blooded murder, you're wicked. Well, in that case, I'm a real business boy. You mean sorry if you make a talk truth. Unless it's a case where, for example, you did something that let's say you are robbing somebody and you end up getting shot, or you are careless and you end up dying due to your carelessness. You pull off some fufu stunt on a bike or something, which is unnecessary, which make a talk should make a laugh at you. But aside from that, everybody has a right to life. That is a very serious thing. We have to value life. It affects all of us. But the issue is, because it's not affecting you personally, that is why you feel like you can laugh and make up some full excuse as to why she deserved to die. And until it happens to you, you will never understand. Thankfully, it has not happened to me personally. The closest people in my family who have died are my grandparents. Thankfully, and I thank God every day. But just because I have a privilege, or I'm coming from a place of privilege, doesn't mean I'm going to sit down and be cavalier and be selfish with it. And that's a challenge. We have a selfishness problem in this country. We are very selfish people. That is the problem. And until then, we're still going to be having this issue. So here at JA Talks, myself, Jassam, we are going to be advocating for the rights, for the life of Jamaican people, advocacy for the fulfillment of the Jamaican people. That is important. We're all Jamaicans, we're all here. We all want to live in this country. As the government say, live, work, and do business. We all want to do that. We all want to live the quote unquote Jamaican dream. That is the intention. That is the plan. Let us work for it. Let us instill that. That is one thing, that's the number one thing that I will always advocate here for on JA Talks. I thank you very much. All right, so guys, thank you very much for another this is another episode of JA Talks. Um I also need to say, give a shout out. The family is growing. I am humbled. I am grateful, guys. As of today, I'm now at 300 subscribers. I am grateful. I am extremely happy. I'm beside myself. I that the work is hard. Well, it's not hard, but it's a lot of work. So it's not hard as in it's strenuous, but it is a lot of work. It is not easy. And when you see persons making the decision to subscribe to you, they choose you and they choose to listen to you and what you have to say, I am grateful. You did not have to. You didn't have to. There are hundreds, thousands of other content creators out there that you could listen to. You chose to listen to me. And for the 300 subscribers, from the bottom of my heart, here at Just Some Productions, I thank you very much. You guys motivate me to go out, to go all out, and to push to make more and more content, and more content will be presented to you, most definitely. One of the things I'm working on is a podcast, but that's in the making. More content will be provided, and thank you very much, everyone. Until next time, your independence is the foundation of your liberation. Walk good, Jamaica.